Chapter 194, The Demon King Talks. Splendid. The Earth Dragon Gakia falls down. That's my line. It was splendid. In defiance of the overwhelming force difference, the Earth Dragons led by Gakia can find this me. If I exclude the special opponent that's fighting against me now, it was a very long time to have a hard time in a direct confrontation. It's my desire. Light appears from Gakia's eyes. The dragon that lived for a long time finished its life. I look at the corpse of the fallen Gakia. It's not that I particularly have any exchange with Gakia, but in the fact that the dragon that exists for a long time perished, I feel like a thing like the indescribable sentiment. Another one. An old existence disappeared, and because it was done by my hands, I shake off the worthless sentiment. There's something I must do now. First of all, I will eat the corpse of Gakia, and after that, I must eat the other 8 bodies. Because they moved around in the bottom layer, the corpses of the Earth Dragons scattered here and there. Although it's troublesome, I must recover them and eat them without fail. Leaving behind is against my principle. Wait, strange. Did I have such principle? Oh well. No, not good. This is not good. There was a harbinger, but this is the first time that the thought changed plainly to here. Since when? No, it's obvious. It was when I received the Earth Dragon's restriction. The opponent that I fight against now, it was a threat that's experienced for the first time in my life so far. I live long. I should live long next to Sariel-sama and Giri in this world. Girishitore's, I guess, probably. In the long life, I experienced many death-like experiences. I was not superior to that extent, and I barely lived a life or death until I was picked up by Sariel-sama. After I was picked up by Sariel-sama, I always half dead, and I'm merely lucky to be able to survive. In the early days, when the system was made, I encountered dangers many times. When the system was made, wow. like the system that governs the world. Okay. Maybe, I don't know. I was almost killed by the monster called enemy created by the system. I was almost killed by the humans and the demons, but I was also chased by the elves. I overcome those dangers, and I become the oldest divine beast before I know it. It's said that the more you fight, the more stronger you get by the favor of the system. I think that it's ironical. Among my comrades, the weak me has the power of the strongest class in the world now, but I only did the fight that corresponds to gain the power all the time. Even if I look back on my combat experience, the enemy this time was different. It clings onto the soul directly and devours it. That's as if the act of God that I heard it from talk. I thought that it was only Giri who can do such a thing in this world. There's an uncomfortable feeling. I felt that it's my subordinate state. I felt that my subordinate states were a little stiff, but I ignored it. After all, they are just my pieces. Even if they're a little stiff, it's fine that they're usable. I thought so. It was recently that Giri brought back the talk of the reincarnated people from a different world. They are victims, and there's also the intention of Administrator D, so if possible, don't interfere with them. At this time, I didn't think that it will affect me to this extent. The reincarnated people are still young, so I thought that there would be a postponement of several years even if I reached the point to get concerned with them. I was naive. I didn't think that there was such a person who tried to take over my subordinates among the reincarnated people, and that aim of the attack was even turned to me, when I noticed that my soul had already been possessed, and I'm gradually eaten. An attack that I may not experience so far, have not experienced. The discomfort that my existence is eaten completely. Even if I resist, I can only delay the attack because I'm not used to the battlefield called the soul. I've fought against the heresy magic user several times. Heresy, yeah, heresy's right. Heresy. That's the magic that acts on the soul, but then it's possible to deal with it. If I kill the user physically, it should be fine, but this person is different. In the first place, the main body is not near. I search for this person's main body, using the connection that possessed my soul reversely. It's the first time for me to do such a thing, and there's no such ability in the skills, therefore I was not confident. I only felt that it's there somehow. I head to the Elrogat Labyrinth for that reason only. As a result, I heard a rumor of a spider monster called the Divine Beast on the way, and I confronted that person. Because the soul was connected to me, I predicted it. That person is my kin, and it was the individual that evolved abnormally that's not intended. Why did such an irregular generate? Ironically, because the erosion of the opponent who had possessed me advanced, I was made to understand. It's a reincarnated person from a different world. Besides, the Administrator D is related. It was the worst. It's the other party that Girish said not to interfere. Having said that, if I stand and watch without interfering with this, I will be eaten. And I killed that person. I should have killed it. And yet, that person still clings to my soul. And I sense that the main body of that person was not dead from the connection of the soul vaguely. Without understanding what to do, I get rid of my former subordinate that was taken over by the whereabouts of its clear first. I should have gotten rid of it. And yet, even that person seemed to revive at another place without dying. I don't understand it at all. Although I lived for a long time, as for such an unreasonable opponent, it's my first time. Without understanding what to do, the pursuit of the Earth Dragons when I feel like crying, and it reached the present. The situation is near the worst. I don't even know whether I can keep myself properly or not anymore, and yet I don't become too uneasy. Well, only carefree thought of, I can manage it somehow, comes to mind. Finally, my personality might have changed by the erosion. I might be only bothered by myself and have already been eaten completely. But still, the me who thinks, oh well, is frightening even if I say so myself. It's no use even if I think. Somehow, it seems that there's no choice of not eating the Earth Dragons in me. I'm actually hungry, and when thinking about the effect of gluttony, it's a fact that I should eat. Then, there's no need to hesitate. Itadakimasu! Don't eat. There was an answer in the monologue. When I looked back, Yuri stood there with a serious look. Sorry about the noise. I should redo this whole chapter, honestly. It's like fucked up so many times and then noise in the background, but like I already finished it. So like I don't want to redo it.